What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to Grim Dawn. In this video I'm going to cover a couple more things that I didn't get to in the first video of Is It Still Worth Playing Grim Dawn. First thing I want to show you guys is something I wish I had included in that first video. Check this out. Bam! One click, switch weapons. You can have two different sets of weapons equipped on your character at any time, and simply click on the W key to switch, and there's like no cooldown or anything. It doesn't affect your skills. You don't have to wait for, you know, any kind of delay or anything like that. It's just instantly switch out of whatever. Right now I just had a rifle, but then I found a pretty sweet crossbow, so now I'm using a crossbow at range to engage enemies, and then as they get closer, freeze them, slap them in the head with my mace. It's great. Another thing that I kind of wanted to get into, but again didn't want to make a really long video, is the devotion system. I touched in the last video about how there's the dual class system where you can have, for example, like I do, demolitionist and arcanist. You can select from a variety of different classes, and from this you get to choose your active offensive and defensive skills, right? Well, remember when I said that Grim Dawn is just as deep as, for example, Path of Exile? We have the devotion system. The devotion system is what I meant by that, and you have so much more customization in terms of how you can build your character through the devotion system. Now, the shrines that I kind of showed off a little bit in the last video as well, that's how you get the devotion points. You don't get them automatically by leveling up. You find the shrines, and then you either kind of sacrifice a material or you clean them out from the corruption, and then you get devotion points. And so then what you can do is, depending on the kind of build that you want to create, you can then go into these various branches of the devotion skill system here. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different points on this kind of starting point star that cover the 5 different branches of the devotion skill tree, which is really sweet. We've got the ascendant, we've got chaos, eldritch, order, and the primordial, and each of these kind of have like a theme about them, sort of even a little bit of a specialty in what you will find there. So for example, if you're looking for you know, the kind of skills or whatever that would make you a really good tank maybe, or just more tanky in general, then one of these, or maybe even a couple of these different branches of the devotion tree would be where you could find more of that type of thing. Or for example, maybe you're trying to be more spellcaster, you might find more elemental damage, spell damage, and things like that in 1 or 2 of these different branches. So this is really sweet. For me, and the build that I'm kind of going for, I'm going for a dual pistol wielding arcanist, basically a demolitionist and arcanist. So I'm looking for, like, for example, additional elemental damage and things like that. I believe down here, for example, right, so you have to spend a certain amount of affinity points in these different sections in order to gain access. The further off from the center, I think, is basically how this works. You will need to have invested some points before you can get down to here, for example. So I went originally here with the owl, which will give me bonus to spirit. There's some elemental resistance, burn damage, which is great because I'm focused on fire damage a lot. And then once I've spent enough points in both the eldritch and the, what was it, the ascendant, right? Then I can get down here to, for example, the elemental storm. And this is actually a skill. You can unlock special skills from the devotion tree as well, not just additional stats for your character. So it's a really cool system. If you were wondering how deep is Grim Dawn in terms of character and build customization, this is really good stuff right here. Another thing that has been really awesome to see as I've been going through the game. Oh, by the way, check this out. So I finished with the right side, it seems, of the map here, and it took several hours to get to that point, and I think that's the equivalent of basically the first act. And as I showed in the last video, there's so much more, and it really feels like it's going to take quite a while, which is fine. It's going to take quite a while for me to explore all of this stuff, and I really, really like that. And one of the other beauties about Grim Dawn that I'm kind of realizing, why do I like exploring this world so much? Why do I find it so enjoyable to, you know, go through these areas and, you know, clear out the maps and stuff like that, is because it's not instanced at all. Like, except for, of course, when we go into a dungeon like this, there's a mine or a cave or a cellar or something like that. These are the instanced areas, right? But everywhere else is basically open world, and I think that that's just amazing. I think I need to switch. Here we go. There we go. Okay. So now I'm in instance, but everywhere else outside is all connected, all seamless, and that's probably one of the things that I'm finding is the strength of Grim Dawn over games like Path of Exile and Diablo 3. So yeah, let's check out this cave, shall we? Another thing that I sort of talked about a little bit in the first video was I was talking about the fact that I was kind of holding a bunch of items and was getting ready to salvage them once I had unlocked the feature. But as I looked into it more in the forums, it turns out that it's not really that easy or that that good of an idea to try and salvage everything, basically, because the way that it works here in Grim Dawn is you don't just give your items to, like, a blacksmith or something like that, and then he salvages, breaks everything down for you. You actually need a resource. You need dynamite, which is kind of goofy. I mean, not really, I guess. When I think of, you know, salvaging a car for parts, I think of throwing a crate of TNT in the passenger seat, right? No, but that's basically it, right? You use dynamite to salvage equipment in Grim Dawn, which is really interesting. I never would have thought that dynamite would ever be used for such a thing, and it seems I'm making friends here. Okay. So yeah, because it's also not really a very common material, dynamite, and that's not also the only use for dynamite. Most people, it seems, don't actually use dynamite for anything under, for example, epic tier quality items. So the blue items, like greens and yellows, it doesn't seem like anybody really cares to bother salvaging. Oh, there's the boss. For getting, you know, scrap or materials or whatever out of that, because it's kind of a waste of dynamite when you could just get the materials much easier from some other source. This guy kind of hurts. Actually, he's kind of hurting quite a bit. Wait, where the hell? Oh, there he is. He just, like, disappeared after I looked away for a second. I really like that the game has gotten more challenging since, oh my god, since I crossed the bridge into this new area. It really feels like, oh, there's another legendary guy here too. It feels like I'm out of the I'm out of the tutorial sort of feeling of the game. It really felt like getting up to the first major boss of this game in the story was finally ending the tutorial feeling, and now it's really turned up. Where the hell did he go? Oh, he's putting down traps too? That's wicked. Ah, wow. So that probably has a lot to do with the damage that he was dealing to me. I really wish they wouldn't do this though. I really wish they would not kind of like go back like that. It's like Dark Souls all over again. Try to kite enemies away, get them a bit separated, and then they start doing this crap. Like, oh, the programmers told me I can't go that far. I gotta turn back. It's kind of annoying, but I'll deal with it. Oh, I think he's done. Okay. Wow, there's another one? Wait a minute, how many were there? I thought I just killed one of them. Oh, damn. Screw it, take the potion. Come on, dude, die. I'm hoping he's just gonna, like, bleed or die of poison or whatever it is. I've got some kind of dot. There we go. Oh, look, speaking of dynamite, look at that. Nice. Okay, so I can use that to clear a path that is blocked. Actually, I know of probably at least 2, if not 3 different paths that are blocked and need dynamite for me to progress further. It either takes scrap, which, hello, there we go. Like I was just saying, scrap. It either takes scrap, or it seems to take dynamite to like open up new paths and stuff in the game. There we go, and more scrap. Wow, this is really good. Collect scrap for 5. Actually, should. Yeah, I think I. Did I spend all my scrap already? I don't think I did. I think I might have just put some of it in the bank, because I didn't think I was going to need any more for a while. Didn't want it taking up my inventory. This is a pretty cool dungeon. I'm liking this. Oh, we got Wilkins' note. This is something cool also. By reading the notes, you actually get XP and very significant chunks and achievements as well for reading the notes. Even if you're not reading them, just like clicking on them, you get, as you can see, you get the XP, which is nice. So read your notes. Yeah. All right. So where are we going next? I can't really tell how big this dungeon is just yet. This is a pretty sweet bow. It slows enemies just like that. You can see that guy was slowed, and it also has like a significant chance. What was it? 30% chance for one of the following confused target for 4 seconds. So a 30% chance to confuse them for 4 seconds is pretty good. Little storage box here. What do we got? I read somewhere that, or at least one person commented, at least or something, that I guess they had gotten to the point in the game where they no longer needed. I didn't even see that guy. They no longer needed even to pick up yellows. It was kind of pointless. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still looking for potentially good yellows that will help me out. There we go. Cool. So, yeah. So, it's kind of, it's actually a little bit unfortunate with the whole dynamite thing. I was kind of hoping for a bit more of a Diablo 3-like system that would actually be, like, meaningful and make crafting matter. Because I feel like Diablo 3 has a good system, but there's almost nothing worth crafting. Not anymore, anyway. I mean, at one point, it was kind of worth crafting some items and stuff. I suppose it still is at maybe certain points of progression or whatever, but for the most part, crafting just doesn't really matter anymore. You grind for 99% of the gear, and that's it. That was awesome. I knocked him straight off the bridge. You gotta love ragdoll effects. They're the best. Oh. Oh yeah. This bow wrecks. I love it. You can just kite these babies. Kite you. Watch them die from poison. And confusion. Yeah. Gotcha, boy. At least, I suppose, while I'm still kind of on the topic of gearing up and things like that, at least, I think this will probably make some people happy. If you didn't already know, you can actually trade items very easily in Grim Dawn. In fact, you can actually find 2 threads on the official forums, one for hardcore and one for standard, where they are the official Grim Dawn legit trading threads, where you can post up items that you're looking for and items that you have to offer to other players. And I've seen this, like one guy will be looking for like one item, and then he'll have like 100 plus legendaries listed there underneath that he's ready to trade to you for that item, which is amazing. Really, really cool stuff. So if that's your thing, I prefer self-found. But if trading is really your thing, then you'll like that. I mean, I see trading as like a, oh my god, more dynamite. Trading to me is like a last-minute resort. I would rather push as hard as I can with self-found for as long as I can. Maybe that was redundant. And that's more dynamite. That's crazy. And then if I hit that wall, right, where it's too painful to try and progress without, you know, without getting some much needed upgrades or a really significant piece that will help me out. But even better than trading on the forums, probably the coolest thing that I found was the fact that they have a mod section. You can mod Grim Dawn and make all kinds of crazy changes to the game. And there's actually lots of people that are actually making content and having it there available for other players to add to their Grim Dawn game. Like, get this, for example, there's some guy that made a hardcore kind of like horde mode that will have just basically endless waves of enemies come after you, and as you clear waves and stuff, you'll get points and loot and stuff like that, which I think is brilliant. Somebody else also came up with a maps, like a Path of Exile style maps system, or Diablo 3 Rift system, where basically it seems like you'll enter a portal and it will take you to a like a custom dungeon or something like that. Like, they're getting really creative, and they're adding like all kinds of cool ideas from various games to enhance Grim Dawn, which I think is awesome. I love player created content. That's why games like Skyrim and stuff were so much fun to play. Explore people's mods and stuff. And there are just like that actually too. Just like with Elder Scrolls games, you have mods to not just add content, but also to improve upon the game, which is great. Of course, Crate Entertainment is making content themselves. In fact, that they just came out and they said that they're actively working on the expansion for Grim Dawn. They had the Crucible DLC that they came out with somewhat recently, but that was only like a, you know, kind of like a relatively small update compared to an expansion, of course. And they have plans for like a full-blown expansion that will really, you know, do big things to add to the game, which I think sounds really, really good. Of course, and this is kind of part of my motivation now, is I would like to first, before I start messing around with like mods and stuff. Woohoo! Level up! No time to celebrate. Getting shot at. Before that happens, though, I would really like to go through the game before I start messing with mods or whatever. Before there's an expansion, I want to. Oh my god! Wow! I want to experience what the core game has to offer. You know, whatever that is, I don't want it. Hey! Come on now! Come on, Nader, the Shadow. Wow, she's... What the hell is that? She's got some wicked skills. I really want to take out her friends before I engage her. Oh boy. Actually, she's kind of squishy, but she still deals a lot of damage. Is that even hitting her? Yeah, it is. What is she doing? I don't like that spinny wheel thing. And I really don't like you either. Oh yeah, I want to get away from that. And that. Where are you? Oh, that's she's also got some kind of pet. I thought she did. I just couldn't be sure. Die! Yes! Enemy hero killed. Got some scrap, got some rations, a couple of yellows for the vendor. I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I've still got quite a ways to go, it seems, as I showed you from the map, but what I'll do is I'm gonna try to make time as I can for Grim Dawn. I am playing multiple games, like you can see I'm also doing Path of Exile, catching up with that, and next month it's just going to get even crazier as more ARPGs come out, but I'll try to keep up with this. You guys keep up watching, commenting, clicking the like button, stuff like that to show your support for these videos, and I'll keep them rolling out as best as I can. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.